I'm worried that this week is going to be quite boring because I have no arrangements, which is great for me because it means I get to just spend a whole week in the office getting stuff done. That doesn't make for the most tantalizing video viewing, does it? I'm also going to spend some of this week working on my talk for Web Dev Conf, which is happening in October. Nobody's in the office yet. This is what it's like when there's a rare moment that somebody isn't playing the pool table. Do you want one of these? So this is pretty much the most exciting thing to happen this week. Just discovered that we have a new coffee machine in the office. See if it actually tastes any good. Nom 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 nom. Stuart.
Hello.
Did you know that we've got a new coffee machine?
I did.
What do you think of it?
I think it's dynamite.
Sean, did you know we have a new coffee machine in the office?
I did.
What do you think of it?
It's good.
Chris,
What?
do you know that we have a new coffee machine in the office?
Uh-huh.
What do you think of it?
It's yummy.
This is called the Hidden Lane, and it's full of offices, studios. Cool, so basically we've got this little room here.
285 for this.
285 a month.
With including bills.
Okay, let's talk about public speaking. I hate public speaking. The build up to a talk and then actually delivering the talk is not something that I enjoy. So why do I do it then if I hate it so much? For two reasons, really. First one is that I think it's very important to say yes to things that scare you. I don't want to be one of those people that's still in the same spot they were in 5 years ago. That's more terrifying than giving a talk to 200 people. And secondly, if somebody's asking you to speak at a conference, it's because they think that you can deliver value to their audience, and it's nice to give back. Now, I'm not super experienced with public speaking, but let's run through my history of public speaking so far. So if you watched last week's video, I hope that you did, then you will have met Gavin and you'll already know that my first talk was at Industry Conf in 2013, spoke about working in insurance and realising design and technology sucked, learning to code, building a quote system, and the kind of process of doing that. Then I spoke at .York. The theme of that conference was taking a leap of faith, so I spoke about the failures that I've had in business, drawing from the experience of those failures and the knowledge that I'd gained and the skills that I'd amassed and investing that into my new business, and how this may not work either. This was a leap of faith, but I was willing to keep trying until I got there. Then I spoke at Practical Takeaways in Wales. And then in 2016, I gave a talk at Hybrid Conf in Berlin. That talk was titled Idea to Launch in 11 years. Now with Web Dev Conf, which is in October, I've tentatively titled my talk Building and Launching with Jack. A case study, a teardown of sorts of building and launching a product. It's really difficult to know where to start when a conference organizer gives you free rein. You can speak about whatever it is you want. It can be quite difficult to get started. So one of the things that I did was brain dumped everything onto this piece of paper. Not get too precious about what I was writing or the ideas that I was coming up with. Just anything that pops into my head immediately goes into my notebook so that I can start piecing it together later and making more sense of it later. Once I do have an idea of my talk, I then start grouping things into chapters or segments. So you can see what I've done here. Starting is sometimes just the hardest part. Just had a video call with Scott. He's the designer that I've been working with on With Jack's stuff. And now that we're going into instant quote territory, which is really exciting, I spoke about that in my last video if you missed it. I've went back to him and said, right, now we need to reimagine the customer journey. How are we going to make this flow better? I'm really excited to see what he comes up with. Also, the button popped off my shirt. The cool thing about working in a co-working space is that I get to meet new and interesting people all the time. So on Monday I met Kieran, who's a techie consultant guy and has just quit his job in the corporate world to launch a startup. On Tuesday I met Andrew, who runs a motion design company with his brother. And today I'm having a brainstorming session with Patrick, who sits next to me in Rookie Oven. He sits there. And we're going to go over all things marketing. It's been a good week, yeah. Got a few sales under my belt. Published Rachel and Catherine's interview. Both of them have chronic illnesses, so we did a case study on how they're building their freelance businesses whilst dealing with chronic illnesses, so go check that out. That's weird, my Fitbit's just told me that I've done 10,000 steps whilst sitting here and not moving. Upwork has listed With Jack on their resources page. Now this is cool because they have millions of freelancers that use their website. So I'm excited to be on there considering that their user base is so huge. Then I finished the week by having a really good strategy session with Patrick from Catch Media. Now I knew Patrick was good at his job because I sit next to him in Rookie Oven and he always has great ideas. He's always like, hey Ashley, have you thought about doing this? And I'm always like, no Patrick, I haven't. I've been trying to do everything myself with Jack, which is ludicrous. Just plain dumb recipe for disaster type of stuff. That about sums my week up, but look, the sun's out. I'm gonna go and enjoy it because we don't see it an awful lot in Scotland. I'll be back next week. See you then.